So, yeah, the plan for today is to clean up the bosses. Like sort of the last few streams have just been like clean up items, clean up shop, I think. Clean up enemies was last week. Today we're cleaning up the first two bosses. Um, 'Cause I did finish cleaning up the enemies offline. So you can see it could maybe have another tweak or two. Just put a little bit more intelligence behind the spawning decisions. It's still pretty random at this point, so certain spawns would be much more difficult than others. But I do feel like now with these burrow guys like working and their projectiles actually being threatening, it feels like decently engaging to climb up the tower here. This is probably too difficult for the first level. The current state of the burrow guys shooting either 4 or 5 bullets. So I probably will tamp that down a little bit, but because it's always gonna be easier for me because I play this just in testing like so much. I play this in testing, right? But I feel like this is now at a point where it's like a decent enough difficulty for me running through. So just some nerfs to those burrow guys. We're probably at a decent like baseline starting point for our first level and whatnot. Yeah. So oh, I guess the other big thing I did was reload and quit. I should have died there, because I can reload now. Before, I was getting like random weird crashes and random, stuff. When I tried to reload. But now, reload fully works, as far as I can tell. I have hunted down all the various bugs associated with reload, I believe at least. So that's nice. I mean, like, reload is whatever by itself. It's like it's definitely nice to have for testing and playtesting and stuff, but it's actually better than that because it represents clean level state, basically clean scene state in Unity, where if I can take my main level and unload it and load it, that means I also should have a reasonable enough infrastructure set up to unload the first level and load in the second level, so we can start actually like stringing things together into a game here instead of like a sort of a collection of isolated levels. Ooh, yeah, see, this is the type of thing that's like probably way too hard for the first level if a bunch of burrowers spawn nearby. I mean, I guess I made it up with only 4 hits. It's not that bad. But yeah, and then the idea here is there would be like some vines or something up here, like draping down, that you would hit, and then you climb up, and that would do the level transition. On the level transition, you would get like a stats type screen, like it took you this long, you got hit this many times, and you probably get some like bonuses to your money, based on like if you didn't get hit, if you did it in under a certain amount of time. I forget what game it is, but there's this game. Maybe it was just the Torghast mode in World of Warcraft. I think had this. There are a few games that have this. If you just like there are like random little hidden quests that you can get bonuses for. So like maybe we could say like if you stomp 5 burrowers, it triggers one of those type things and you get a reward. If you I don't know, kill 50 chickens, if you hold combo for more than 15 seconds, like you just put on a name on all these things and give a little bonus. I feel like that's a good system for, it lets people like once they learn about those things, it gives them like their little like mini side quest to do, basically. Um, and I don't know, you just wanna feel like the whole point of like a game is that you can exercise some agency and have a different outcome whether you're doing well or doing poorly. and just making it to the end of their knot is a relatively binary thing. And sure, there's like one level of differentiation in terms of if you make it, how many hearts do you lose? That'll probably stay. How much money did you gain? That'll definitely stay. But if we're adding these other little bonuses, you're further incentivized to like try and do a really like masterful job, try and do better, and get these extra rewards. Um, so yeah, that's a long way of saying that's what's going to happen when we transition levels, and we are so close to the point where we can actually string all our levels together into a full game here. Um, oh, and then the other thing I did offline is just quit. It's just I think that's just another. Oh, whoops, I have my mouse on the wrong thing. But I think it's just another necessary thing, right? If you're actually like people don't want to start up a Win32 app or whatever that they have to Alt F4. So just a simple quitting UI. If you hold down Escape for 3 seconds, it'll fade in that mask and then it'll quit. But yeah, so with our first two, like our content for our first two levels, like our enemies and stuff and our spawning being in a pretty good state and the items being in a pretty good state, sort of the last missing piece of the core game would be our bosses being in a pretty good state. And our bosses are in an okay state. Here, I'll just like jump through while I'm talking about this. The bosses are in an okay state. We have like a boss controller base class. And we have like routines set up for I think at least 3 bosses. We have, and the 2 bosses we care about for the first 2 that we're trying to hit in like a milestone. So that is the Rat King and the Burrower. Both of those have at least like their basic routines, their basic logic set up. They have test levels. I don't know if those test levels are necessarily final. That's not something I want to necessarily rework today, though. Today, what I'm going to focus on reworking is just their logic, sort of. Cleaning up the logic, cleaning up the actual gameplay. UI needs to be fixed. I believe it is not using the same UI. And in the boss UI, we want this progress bar with the thorns warning thing to be the boss's health bar instead. Yeah, it's just some sort of stuff that hasn't been updated in a while, and so now is not aligned with our intentions anymore. And it's also some stuff that I left in like an 80%-ish state from the first pass through of doing boss stuff. All right. So that being said, this time cleaning up boss levels, the first thing we're going to try and hit here is that UI fix. Because I need to be able to see the boss's health and like all my UI and stuff to be able to test the rest of this. So let's pop open. Oops, that's Wheel of Time tier list. Let's pop open a different scene. Boss test. We're gonna start with the rat because he's closer to done than the burrower, I think. So let's see. I remember this from last week. I popped in here. This is not in a super awesome state because the first time our boy jumps there, he is gone. He jumps to the moon. That's because he's using a common jump component. These rats too, you can see with them, their jump is ridiculous. That's because there's like a common jump component that like both the rats and the player is using. And to make improvements to the player's jump and jumping in general, I switched it from a force to impulse. And so now it's just passing like 5,000 impulse or whatever. So he's jumped into the moon and it should be like 5 or 10. I guess the TLDR of that is impulse is like all the force in an instant. So the numbers are a lot lower. Whereas like if you just do normal add force, that's a force at this frame. So it gets multiplied by like time delta time basically. And it'll get reduced to a very small number unless the input number is super big. Anyway, so yeah, that jumping to the moon will be the first behavior thing I fix here. But before we even get to the boss's behavior, we're gonna start with fixing our UI. So there is no GSM prefab in here. That's probably what the issue is. We have. Okay, I see. So I think we're not going to delete it yet, but let's just try adding in our like core GSM prefab. Let's start loading up the level with like our core UI and GSM. That's a game state manager. See what happens. I have a feeling we're gonna have to make some adjustments here. Yeah, like this. It still starts. This platform is weirdly associated with the GSM. I don't know what the deal with that is. But yeah, so let's see. We want to basically remove some of these things, like start, loss, and shop, I guess. Well, I guess loss we want to keep. So start and shop we can remove. So now we don't have this. And then under World Manager, we want to remove this base platform and the death box. Okay. Vine Grower as well. Audio Parent. Yeah, I think the music comes from somewhere else. Level Manager, yeah, this is all stuff associated with like a more traditional level, so we can get rid of that. Okay. So now, so we've cleaned up, we've like slimmed down our game state manager to, in theory, only have the things that we would care about in a boss level. But that's probably not going to be good enough to just remove those things. I bet once we get into the game here, we're going to see there are scripts that are having assumptions that those things are there. So we need to basically pause here after we've started the game, and we're going to take a look at these failures in the GSM. Okay, so first up, missing a quit group. Okay, so that's a new addition. I think what probably happened there is if we go our resources, we switch over to our main scene, we're going to see that quit stuff is in the GSM overrides that have not yet been applied. And yeah, in fact, we should apply most of these. So everything except the health text, I think. This is not a real change. This is also not a real change. I always wonder what the deal is when Unity is generating like these spurious diffs, right? And my people on the internet, you can see, are these numbers look all exactly the same to me, and it's highlighting like the position and the width as if I changed them, but I did not. I mean, maybe if you just like ever hit it once, it'll like hit some dirty flag and then doesn't care if it actually ends up being the same value. I don't know. I'm gonna skip it. Okay, this is actually different. Yeah, this is actually different, so we'll apply it. We probably did it on purpose. Um, no change. No change. No change. Yeah, what is with these spurious diffs? Same here. I don't see any actual delta here. All the same. All the same. Same. All right, yeah, so I mean, we cleaned up the rest of this stuff, but what we really cared about, these definitely aren't supposed to be -6. These should be 0. Apply. What we really cared about is this common quick group here. That was where our crash was coming from. So we applied it to the prefab. It should now just be active in the other level. So let's look at that. We're back to our rat boss level. And yeah, it looks like we didn't crash from that, but we crashed from something else. So let's see what. In the world manager, it is expecting to be able to find thorns. Okay. There's a lot of that. It seems primarily that from the progress UI though. So the progress UI is what we want to replace the boss health bar with. Or yeah, we want to get rid of the progress UI in a boss situation and instead enable the health bar on top of it. Like basically using the same UI anchors and stuff. Maybe we'll even use the same parent. So I think 2 steps, whatever Where is progress UI? Progress UI is sitting on probably just the actual parent. Yeah, okay. Um, so think what think what we want to do. I guess there are two options here. We can try to generalize progress UI so that it'll show up here in editor that like I can toggle some settings and like reconfigure it basically for being a boss. It might even just be a checkbox that says this is a boss level. Um, that's the first option is to instead of being progress UI, this is just like the UI for the right vertical bar, and it's whatever it happens to mean in the context of that level. And then the second option would be to make a completely distinct component, um, that you just remove progress UI in a boss level and you replace it with this. And it can still like sort of assume the progress UI object hierarchy here, um, to take advantage of the same objects, but it'll just do its own logic for like filling the bar and stuff. And I think that's how I want to go. Because like, just saying out loud like, oh, we're gonna generalize like your progress on the vine with like the progress in the boss. They're not really the same thing. I'm like, the meme where you're all the things go in the round hole. I would be trying to push too many things into this progress UI class. Make it less maintainable, potentially have undesirable consequences for progress UI and boss changes. You know what I mean? Like then they become interconnected, and maybe a change here breaks that, or a change in there breaks this. So yeah, I think we're gonna grab this open and we're gonna pin it, because we're gonna have to probably, at least for the object hierarchy, we're gonna like this. We're gonna wanna use this as a reference, but we are gonna stop the game and add a new UI script here. Oh, and I didn't even mention, but one of the benefits of getting the reload fixes, like getting my levels like healthy to be unloaded and loaded, means we no longer need domain from Unity. It's like a toggleable effect where you can say like, yes, reinitialize everything as if it's a brand new startup, or no, you can just launch faster. So with reload fix, I was able to disable domain reloading. And look at this now. There's not even a text box. I start the game so quickly, like instantly. It's beautiful. Going from, I mean, like, I definitely had so many computer problems in the in-between that probably means it's not going to pay off for quite a long time. But still, it's just like, it's night and day from on my old computer with needing to domain reload every time. We're talking 20 to 30-second recompiles. And here we can get in the game in like faster than a second. Like as fast as I can click, I'm in the game and spamming the consoles with these null exception errors that because my stuff is broken. So yeah, let's fix that stuff. So new script. We're gonna look. Yeah, we're already in the UI scripts. Great, good place to be. That's where I wanted to make it, and it's gonna be boss health UI. I think there is. We're gonna take a look at our boss health bar here, because if possible, we want to piggyback on the existing. Like I'm pretty sure I already have a family of components associated with yeah, health display. So HED here is health display. So this is saying use a filling sprite to display the health, and sort of it just handles it on its own, where it's going to fill from 0 to 100% based on the health percent of the health value that you pointed at. So what we're going to do is take a look at our progress bar. Well, that's the background, that's fine, but what about the bar itself? Oh, that's a mask. I don't care about the mask, I care about the bar. It's tiled. Okay. Let's see if we can. So what we're gonna try and do is just do the first part of this script, where It's not actually going to link the boss health. It's just going to basically go through this progress bar object tree and disable pieces as necessary to only have the pieces remaining that we want for our boss health. So here's our new script. And we're going to open up our progress UI. Okay, we're going to look at start. Okay, cool. It's already start. Private on start. We're going to copy over this. See what we need. Progress bar itself, yeah. Oh, it's there. We good? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, these variables don't exist. That's what it's telling me. But this is just something to think about. So we have the progress bar, the mask. This is what generates the effect of the vine and the thorn on either side of the skull. Is that you have a mask that's like hiding it for one and showing it for the other. So we don't need this. We should just make this to full or just like not make our sprite maskable. So we won't be saving it long term, so we can just get mask. So we can say R image. Thorns bar thorn circle bar what was the other one? Player circle. So I think thorn circle maybe we actually will use. We can use it as like sort of where the exact I don't know, let's see what it looks like if we're using it as like the top of our bar skull. Okay. Then let's have private variables to store those things. Bar skull and bar image. Okay. And then we want to say mask disable. Or I guess we want to leave the mask enabled. Then let's just make our bar not maskable. We'll say bar image dot maskable is false. We can also say bar image. Let's put it in filled mode here. Or what is the name of that property? I guess image type. Set image type. Is this not something I can set at runtime? Let's check the internet. Set image type at runtime Unity. I don't want, no, not that. UI.image.type equals, there we go, yeah. Build. What else? Mask we can leave alone, so I don't even know if we need to get it. Let's just, I'm gonna, if I want it. Thorns bar we want to disable. Bar skull, nothing. And the player circle we disable. Alright, let's try this. So all we expect to see here is that we will only see the main bar, its background, and the thorn skull. And the other pieces of the progress UI should be disabled. So we go to the progress parent, we're going to remove the progress UI and add the boss health UI. Okay, let's see. That did not work. Why is that? Well, maybe it actually did. Oh, the game group is not visible by default. You have to make it visible. What happens if I do this? Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, the idea is we'll fill this up a little bit. We'll have be the boss's thing. He'll do his thing here. But yeah, we hit the other parts. I guess since it's fill, let me set the fill. not sure if the bar, actually we can just see it in the properties. So now what I'm worried about is I'm only seeing the background here, I think. Um, is it possible we accidentally hit the bar itself, or is just the bar filled at 0? Let me check that. So this progress bar is filled. Okay, yeah, it's just 0. What if I put it to 1? Does it fill up? It does. Its pivot is in a weird spot, right? Why is your pivot there? What the heck? Oh, I changed the X. I need to change the Y. And it should just be at 0. Okay, so we're gonna have to change the position of it. And we're gonna have to change the image of it. It's still the vine. Or we probably just want another version of this rounded rectangle. And so yeah, pivot, position, and what else? Oh, image. All right. So Boss Health UI, it's bar image. Maybe we should just replace it with a different bar. Is that doable? I don't think we need. Say bar image dot image or sprite is something bar image dot pivot or anchor. I guess it's under the rect transform. So we go bar rect is and bar image dot get component rect transform. We say bar rect dot anchor, or can we change pivot is vector 2 0.5 0.5, just the center pivot, and then bar rect anchored position is 0. Okay, and then the sprite, pretty sure I have something called sprite cache. Yeah. Like load or something. Sprite cache, what do I have to call? Get. Oh, that's simple. I like it. Sprite cache get, and then we'll just put the name of the sprite in here. We just have to make sure it's in the resources directory, or you're not allowed to dynamically load it. Looks like it's not, so let's go find it. Here's UI. It's called rounded vertical rect. Sure, as good as a name any. So we'll just go ahead and drag that down to resources sprites. Oh no, I dragged it somewhere random. God damn you, Unity. Damn you. This is like the Unity behavior I find the most frustrating. That the wrong flick of the mouse can move your stuff to completely random directories. But luckily we have version control, so we can just send it back to where it's supposed to be. See, there it is again. And we'll try this for a second time. Drag very carefully. Very carefully. All right. Just double check it made its way there. There it is. Cool. I'm gonna add a to-do note though, because this is a mess. I think anyone can agree. We got active use, we got active items, UI sprites. This made more sense when there was only one, or I guess when there was a lot less things we needed to dynamically load. But as this increases, we gotta organize this. So we're gonna place quick brown fox here with organize resources sprites. Okay. So we're gonna get sprites rounded vertical rect. I'm gonna just double check that's what its actual name is. Yes, it is. Okay. What else? I think those are the three things, right? Image, pivot, position. Let's see. Okay, this is not right. Whatever happened here, it's not what I wanted to. Oh wait, its fill is still 0. Maybe it is right. Let's fill it up manually. Here you go. Pretty much what I want, I guess. Is that what's with the? I don't like this sharp edge though. Is this being masked? Thought you weren't allowed to be masked. No. It maybe. No idea why that's like that. But I don't think that's something I care about for now. It's we're close enough here. Okay. So as I want this to like fill up as the fight starts. So let's set that up. Do that. Why am I not? Right, okay. So in update we need to do two things, or I guess in update we need to, if still, fill up for intro. If done filling up, just set skull at health boss. And I guess it's not even if done filling up all the time, just set skull at health boss. So you have something like private bool m initial fill is false. Then we say here in our update, if m initial fill is false, then then we will fill, right. So I guess we need like a frequency or something. Private const float k fill rate. We'll say 0.5 with the intention being it should take 2 seconds then to get to full speed or to get to full height. You can say initial fill, or no, it's just m bar image dot fill amount. We'll say this is t, and we say t plus equals k fill rate times time dot delta time is smooth delta time. Then we say if t is greater than or equal to 1, initial fill is true. Then we'll do something else here. We'll start basing on health. Okay. And then either way, well, I guess. Yeah, well, for now, let's just set it here. I was thinking, like, should we set it outside of the if case? But we'll worry about that as the next incremental step here. So we're going to say bar image a fill amount equal to clamp01 t. Okay, let's see this. Hopefully we should see our bar fill up in the first 2 seconds. We did not see that. Is our math stupid here? Or is the position wrong? What's going on? T is 1. Oh. I don't know what happened there. Let's see it again. Yeah, what the heck? It says its T is 1. I would have to... Not sure what is this like a mask problem? It looks like it's only being shown in a mask, right? Like if I do 128, no, oh, that's the wrong. 96. Is that? Oh yeah, it's being hidden by the mask. Why is that? I have unchecked maskable. Maybe the maskable settings are getting set like maybe it's being saved into the property somehow. Or I do like, as soon as the mask spawns, then it's enabled. What if I disable the mask? Okay, yeah, let's just disable the mask. Okay, so we're gonna go do this. Dot enabled equals false. Get rid of. We don't need the mask actually. Yeah, and then put this here, but we don't actually need to do that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's the sort of that's the growth I wanted there. All right, let's fix up this. So this is the skull pos, skull Y. Well, what do we need to start with? We need to start with the bar images fill amount. And we I hit the wrong option. Stop. Okay, so the fill amounts times height, right? That should be the X position. So the height is in bar image, get component. Technically, we shouldn't be getting component here. And we should just cache this value because it's going to be the same every time. So private const float, or it's not const, but and bar height. So we already have the bar rect here. So we'll get the rect. Bar height is equal to bar rect dot height. Okay. So it's the fill amount times and bar height is the skull's position. And skull image dot transform dot position is this. Do we not have a skull image? A bar skull. That's that's fine. Kind of a dumb name. Kind of a dumb name. But it's fine enough. Oh, I guess this is only the Y. Y. This. This is new registry. This dot X. Let's go Y. Why is that slightly wrong? No, this is the type of thing I would expect to be like all wrong or mostly wrong. It might just be the pivot. Fix it off by a little bit. What is your pivot, sir? This is a center pivot. Basically, you were at 110 and you want to be up here. Well, it's gonna be constantly setting to 110. So let's say progress bar is 420. So like, shouldn't it be 420 height? Oh, wait, does that matter? Okay, 396, but still. How are getting 396? And find out. Zero. Oh, sure. It is 396 here. What do I think the problem is? I think I just need to do anchored position, which means I need the rect, but let's just get the rect then. Hey, there you go, Visual Studio. Even a wrong comma, it auto completed correctly. And with the dot, it says, "Oh, you have rect in the name, and you've been getting rect transforms around here. Do you want to get the rect transform?" Very cool. Very good. Um. So yeah, instead of this though, we're gonna say bar skull rect dot anchored position. This. That's not right. 'Cause I don't even see it now. Go. Click off in oblivion. Oh, why is your X like 10 billion? What? How did this happen? Stop. This is 0. Yeah, what the heck? What the? How could this? I don't see how this is happening. That's from setting the anchored position. Oh. 'Cause I'm still using transformed opposition. The other one. Okay. I guess 396 is wrong. We actually want half of the bar height, I think. See if I change, well, it's gonna constantly be reset, so let's just change it to this. Hop back in. E. Why are you completing the domain? I turned off. I guess this is not reloading. It finds its way to the correct spot, but it's weird that like, why does it not go together? See, like, why are you not here? Brr, 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 brr. I guess this should only be like .45. Oh, and I guess it needs to start at negative. That's why it's starting ahead. Okay. So it can be the whole height, but then we also have to subtract half the height, I think. At least at 0, these are equivalent, right? Okay, yeah, there we go. We've done it. But also I don't want it to go all the way to the top, so I want to subtract 0.5 like 1. That's not too good enough. It's so close, so close. Just need like a slight slower, just because I don't want to see the tiny bit of green there. Cool. I think we're good here. Alright, now, next up, we get rid of the existing health bar, which I cannot find at this time because the GSM is open. Close that. Boss UI canvas, I think, is what we're getting rid of. Where's the boss text? Oh, I see. I think we're just going to spawn the text, or like add it manually to the GSM in here. Maybe we'll make a variant of the GSM that's like boss GSM. Make a note of that. Consider splitting GSM boss level overrides to prefab variants. Okay, but for now, we're not going to do that now. For now, we're just gonna get rid of all this. I don't think we need it. Is that good? Yeah. Okay. Um. So, I think we're pretty much good, right? What am I missing? I feel like there was one other piece of UI I wanted to do. Oh, right. This isn't actually hooked up to the boss's health. So we have to do that. So I think here, I want to say bar image, add game object, add component. Wonder to do, is this slow? Say review boss add component. Probably better to add beforehand as disabled. Well, like why am I doing the stopgap solution instead of the solution I just know is correct? All right, let's go to our progress UI. Landscape progress parent, and we're gonna add our Q, or I guess not the progress parent, but the progress bar. Head fill, but disabled. Then same bar image, that get component, Q head fill, bar health display is this. We're gonna say health display dot value to display equal to, now we need the actual boss's health, which is like, despite calling this boss health UI, we do not have. And I'm trying to think what the best way to get it is, because the boss does not exist before the level starts. It's spawned in by this boss controller thing. Oh, I guess it asks for a pointer to the health bar. You do with that pointer. Let me look. Are you just setting the value? I have lost track of whatever thing was. There it is. Boss controller. Open this up. Wrap boss controller. Hey. It's all just a lot of noise. What I was specifically looking for, boss health bar. And then set the object to, let's see. Something broke. All right, I don't have to do this. If I already handed over the point. I put it there. That's all I need to do. Okay. Now when he does his first jump here, oops, I fell down a bit. Actually, I have no way to know if he did that correctly because I think it might trigger the damage when he lands, and he's never gonna land because he jumped to oblivion. So just as a quick test, let's set its health to start at something less than the max. If it starts at 200, let's say 180. What I expect to see here is it should fill to full, and then I guess, oh no, because it has to trigger on changes. So I think we might want this after all. And I think I just need like is there a force update function? Um, well, I mean, just for testing. Yeah, I think it's okay if I erroneously call this done. It's not the end of the world. I think this should be fine. We'll move on to the next thing, which is fixing like some of his logic there, and that'll give us a better idea whether or not this is fine. So we're gonna call the first bit of like making it more making the UI more integrated with the base UI. We're gonna call that done. And we're gonna so this can I'm specifically saying I want to move the logic to the base class, but like more generally what we're talking here is clean up the code basically. Because this was the first boss I added, it is not using the base class. It was sort of like the example that the base class was made from. So it should fit pretty well, but does need to be reworked slightly. So let's hop into our boss control or our rat boss controller. And first things first, let's just fix the force. Because if we fix the force, he'll land, and then we'll get a better idea if if the health is working properly. So it was like we're just gonna cut these both in down by 100. Or was it 1,000? All right, we'll see. Okay, you good, man? You jumping? Oh, that's not enough. But I think you should have taken damage there. So maybe might be that the state machine doesn't actually get triggered unless it like makes it to the next platform. Let's see. Or it could also just be the case that the health bar isn't listening properly. Okay, that time I mean, that's still probably not enough jump force, but he made it to his spot, so there is definitely a health issue. Oh, so many rats. I guess so many rats is the idea. He's getting smaller, so he is... Oh, he can never get back up here to threaten me. I think I win now. He should be dead, so... You should also fix these jumping rats at pulse. So something's up with our health. Our health bar did not work, in fact. So let's find Q-head fill, maybe. Oh, you know what it is? We never flipped this. Oh no, we did flip it. I was thinking I was constantly setting the fill amount to 1. That's not the case, it seems. So our boss controller here is pointing at this health bar. I guess let's look at the health bar. It is looking at the rat boss's health. I guess let's see if the health is going down. Yeah, he's at 155. It's just not updating. Let's take another look at the object to see if there's any reason why it would not update. It's disabled. Oh, right, I did that. So if I enable it, does it work? Yes, okay. So we do need to enable it here. And bar image, get component. Or not get component, just bar image. Oh yeah, no, yeah. Get component, Q head fill. Enabled is true. Oh, also, you know what? While I'm here, didn't have enough force to get back up to the top. So let's give him that force. Just to make this, you know, more representative. Ah man, my old computer blue screened again. I gotta crack that open and see what the problems might be. It has been... I don't want to lose that old computer because I want to use it for CI builds. Okay, this is pretty much enough force. Oh my god, I feel like these pits are not fair. I feel like that should catch it. I don't know. Is instant death? I mean, I guess it helps clean up the rats, which is nice. But I never feel like, I deserve that when I fall down one of those pits. If I were to, especially if I were to instant die there, maybe I just put thorns in them and have you like bounce out of them. That hurt. No, it didn't. Am I invincible? Why? Oh, I'm not. My health just is displaying properly. Um, yeah, point this at the player. Not sure of a better way to do this. Like ultimately, it's always going to be an external object, right? When you're talking about dealing with, oh, none of these have time stop lists. I thought that was going to be so awesome. This is like the shining moment for time stop. It would be dope. Yeah, let's fix that. Let's fix the ads. Fixing the ads will mean getting the jump force of these, getting the jump force of these, the yellow rats to something reasonable since it's using impulse, and giving them time stop listeners so they stop when I hit the stopwatch. So let's go to, I think they're actually under bosses maybe. Nope, no they're not. Jumping rat here. You have a jump? Yeah, 900. Let's make that 12. Because cutting it by 100 was a bit too much, so maybe like 12. And time stop listener as well. Time stop listener. Hmm. I think I gotta delay the spawn because that jump down looks bad. That's still way too much. Maybe they are separate prefabs. Although it might be funny to have like one round of those guys in there. Oh yeah, and I remember. Oh yeah, that's awesome. I love it. I love the time stop there. Although maybe they should be freezing in place. I guess it's an open question whether or not I want them to still be pulled by gravity. It is kind of nice, having them just stop in place, fall away. Almost made it. Oh, he's dead. Anyway. Insertion failure. Let's check that really quick. Uh-oh. This is not important, but I'll add a note to fix it later. GSM tripping. Insertion failure in boss level because not going from title to start. Instead should just initially be in start in boss level, since it's always going to be in the middle. It'll never be the first level you do, so I don't think it actually matters at this moment. So what was I doing? Oh, right. Those rats were still jumping quite a lot, so I think maybe there might be boss variants. No, it is just spawning normal. Is it just normal jumping rat? Yeah. So I guess maybe the impulse is much too high still at 12. Oh, there's capping. There. You using the jump force capping? It should be fine. Okay, let's see if that fixed it. Alright, that was kind of funny looking. Ah, I got hit. Now let's freeze time to evade those jumpers. The boss is not going to have a time stop listener. It was just for ads. It would be too much on... Oh no, this is too much at the end. Well, I should be dashing more. Was I looking for any particular thing? I think I was looking for jumping rats. I wasn't paying enough attention to see if they were jumping properly. Alright, here comes some jumping rats. They're barely jumping. They're gonna need a little bit more jump force. Let's see if I'm still gonna try again. I know ultimately I will have to turn down the difficulty like a lot, but still wanna... Because there also is the one Ooh, what? Oh, I parried the boss and it instantly killed it. What? You doing like 9? Let's try that again. He dead now? No. I guess that could have been parrying a different rat. At the time I... Oh yeah, if you parry the boss, it instantly dies? This is not correct. Why is that happening? Parry. Are you dealing like 99999 damage? Why is that killing everything? Oh, I guess the parry collider is... I'm looking at the wrong thing. I need to look at the player parry collider. Oh, just full on destroy other. All we need to do here, I think, is find our Rat King and move him to a different collision layer. Yeah, let's move him from enemy body to enemy damage. I'm just kidding. We have to take a look at his actual thing. Okay. Yeah, I need to clean up these collision. I already have a task in Trello to clean these up, but none of these really fit. Enemy body is what makes him parryable. But enemy body is also just what gives him like world collision. Think I just give him a tag. Well, I guess it makes sense. Bosses should have their own collision layers, maybe. I think I'm just using collision layers like too much. I guess, does anything bad happen? Put it on like plant. And it should still collide with the world. Maybe. Wait, does it? I'm not even sure. I know enemy damage will not collide with the world. I don't know if enemy health does either. Yeah. I'm overusing these collision layers. They're too specific. It probably is preferable for collision layers to be used over like checking tags and stuff. But in small numbers. I need to collapse these collision layers into a few like more understandable groups. Um, and just in the scripts where I was counting on every single collision um being uh every single collision being like a relevant one just by filtering out every other collision layers. Um, just gonna have to add a tag check. Uh, and also I can probably look at doing the pruning of the collision layers, like with sort of attention towards how much subsequent filtering is going to be necessary, and maybe uh, use more specific collision layers for those specific those sets that would have to be heavily filtered. Anyway, for now, I think I'm just gonna avoid burying the boss. I can reasonably avoid burying the boss now that I know it's a thing. Parry instantly kills boss. Boss needs to be on a different collision layer or need to add tag filtering to parry kill. This should be a part of previously planned collision layer cleanup. Okay, so yeah, let's I'm just gonna try and win once I'm here. Remind myself what I was doing before I noticed I could parry kill the boss. Huh? Oh, dang it. Got me. Alright, alright. That's a pretty decent pattern. If he goes left, fuck, he went right. Okay, we're up here. And then, as this, like, final round is going, we're gonna time stop. Oh, I parried all of them. Ah, so close, so close. What's broken? Nothing. What was I supposed to be doing? Oh, right, just cleaning up the logic. So I think things were mostly fine there. Yeah, I guess I was the last thing I did is I was tweaking the ad properties, so I got like pretty distracted there. Because these yellow rats are decent-ish now. I think they actually make their jumps, but they're like dumb little hops. Doesn't look very good, and I just fell out of the world. So let's increase the jump force of the rat. Not physics. Resources. Prefabs. Not effects. Enemies. All right. Let's say 14 will 16. Just waiting for a round of yellow rats here. All right. Here they come. Oh, I got hit. Still kind of weak. I mean, I guess on the middle platform, their hop's a little bit better. They are, like, traversing the arena correctly, so... Maybe we're good. Alright. I think I got it this time, though. Hop should be pretty safe for a second. There needs to be a greater... Oh, yeah, we got him. We got him. As soon as we kill this last wave of rats, we just run over here with time stop. Stuff is still spawning, though. There is no end. Or is there? Might just be his one last buffered attack. Yeah, we made it. Ah, peace. Okay. So, this is boss UI. This isn't what I want. This is actually progress UI. We're gonna pin boss UI just in case we need it again. We're gonna look at rat boss controller. Also boss controller base. Okay. So let's just I'm just gonna do sort of a walkthrough, I think, because just I can sort of explain what's here and also remind myself, just like do a sort of rubber ducky experiment type thing. Um, so spawn special add impl. This is looking at some specific locations, rolling randomly from among them. Setting a movement direction, and basically just setting up invisible walls where they would like die if they go off screen. So this is the implementation function to actually spawn something. You already know where you want to spawn it. Just do the spawning and set up the thing. Okay. Um, Spawn special adds. So this has like a telegraph, those like yellow sparkles. Um, so yeah, this is the yellow sparkle warning. Then it determines where it wants to spawn them. Then it puts the yellow sparkle warning at that place. And then after a delay, with a like sort of an incremental cumulative type delay, we will spawn in the jumping rats. Yeah, I guess I was using like general language because I thought this might become the base class, and instead it own thing. So I can probably rename special ads to like jumping rats, and like basic ad is just like basic rat or something. I don't know. Not that big a deal either way. Um, so basic ad. Uh, this is just the other types of rats. It's like not even that different. This should probably be using the same naming convention. This is basically spawn basic add impl, I think. Or I guess it serves a similar function. It's doing the ad has already been spawned and it's doing setup. It's playing an animation. It's setting the bounding box. It is pointing like moving it in a direction. Okay. These are just like enumerator wrapper functions to be able to call those other two things with a delay. Parameters. This is why you can't just use invoke because you want parameters. Um, Spawn basic add impl. Okay, yeah, this function doesn't need to exist. It should just be a part of like init basic add should be in here basically. Init shouldn't just okay. And then this is just like spawn special adds. Yeah, this is just the corresponding wrapper function. Um these I guess it's spawning at a slightly different location. But it still seems like there's some opportunity for shared code here. Okay. Spawn basic ads. Oh, shoot basic ads. Okay, this is his different attack. This is his like cone thing. And this is just a wrapper function. Do it in like a delayed fashion over time. Um, Here they're just being spawned and like flung in a way. Oh, I guess that is why I broke it up into spawn impl and init. Because we're also using the init here. That's interesting. Okay. I guess it's a different type of rats. The ceiling, just rolling some random positions and doing stuff. All in the same basic adds helper function. Okay. On land, this is what is this stir for? Okay. So it's saying when it lands, it's gonna shoot some rats Um, using this kind of data that's gets harder over time. And it's also basically when it lands, it does all its attacks, pending, whatever. Um, and plays an animation, deals damage to itself. Okay, this is just the implementation of the shoot attack. Yep, nothing special there. You jump delayed. This is probably just a helper function. Is it even used? It is. While I'm here, I should make this name of. Okay. It's just saying if you're on the upper platform, either go to the left or the right. If you're on the left or the right, you go back to the upper. Um, this is like cheating. This do horizontal movement is cheating the like sort of the jump movement. Check difficulty sage. I put yikes rework. I don't know what this is doing. Transform Darkify. Oh, this is making like the particle system smaller. That's like a visual thing. I'm not doing visual stuff today. Uh, this I think is taken care of by the base class, but we'll see. Okay, on death, yeah, we just stop it. Awake, we set up our like stage data, which I believe, again, the base class will handle for us. We get all our relevant components on start, and on update, we apply movement and roll a timer to determine if we should attack. Okay. I'm gonna just mull that over for a second and hop back into the game just as like a test. Um, so, dang. So, yeah, I mean, there is some cleanup that could be done there of the spawning functions, I think, but not all that much. Like, I don't want to clean up for its own sake necessarily if there isn't like a explicit need. Like if it is incompatible with the changes I want to make to tighten up the behavior, that's fine. But if it's just like for the purpose of like clean code as if someone would be grading it, that's kind of a waste of time. I guess like in theory you could say, well, if you ever want to do this in the future, the cleaner the code, um, the less chance you'll introduce bugs, and the easier it'll be. But I don't. Like if you do if you want to do this in the future, you'll never be done in like a million years. Uh, okay. So we're gonna do what's reasonable. Um, this boss controller base that we already use a bunch for the other bosses. Like this makes sense because like I don't need to say if I'm gonna do another boss in the future, right? There are plans for 12 bosses, I think. So made 3 of them. I'm gonna make 9 more bosses. It's worth having this shared code. See, like 32 references. And that's without even onboarding the rat boss yet. So let's onboard that rat boss now. Let's take a quick look through our boss controller base. See what it's doing for us. This boss prefab is to spawn the boss. Player is because it's pretty common that like you care about something about the player. Then once you spawn the boss, you hold on to it. And it's just these are just protected because like these are the types of things off the boss and the player you might care about. Like the rat boss cares about decrementing its own health. The boss wants to run away from the player sometimes, stuff like that. Yeah, so here's the system for phases. Blah blah blah. It takes care of spawning the boss for us. Um, it takes care of checking whether or not we should advance to the next stage. Um, and it takes care of some basic death stuff for us. Okay. So, first step is to let's just like declare it as a boss controller base and see what breaks. Because I'm sure there is some pure virtual function. Yes, get phases. So we need to, yeah, that's a good place to get started. So let's look at boss and let's grab some phases from an existing boss. Um, Where's B boss? B? B boss controller. Okay, get phases. Oh, take these phases. And let's hop back over to our rat boss. And let's look at our, okay, difficulty stage data. Yeah, because this is the struct we basically need to replace. Um, oh, in this case, we have an inherited B phase. So maybe we just need to make this a rat phase is a, um, or what is a B phase? What do you override? Phase base. Okay, cool, cool. All right, this is a pretty, at least so far, it seems like I thought this through. So I was thinking like, oh, am I gonna private? Wait, B phase, are you a class? Can you be a struct? Okay, yeah, yeah, I guess you're a class. Public class, rat phase, public. Okay. What is in phase base for us? Time when it starts, the boss's movement speed, which I don't think we actually use for anything. You can use it for the, I guess, the horizontal speed. Um, the attack timer, and then attack data, an array of attack data, where for each attack you can just store a coefficient of something. Like two vector twos, I guess. I guess the assumption is it would be a random range, and then you can just say like get me a value within the range you set out. Okay. So, um, get rid of this. This just become all this becomes attack data. Let me see how B phase is described. We're gonna have to go side to side here, I think. Doesn't work great with being super zoomed in. Let's see if we can make it work. All right, this is as good as we're gonna get, I think. So let's take a look at the definition of this B phase class. B phase somewhere. Show me this. Okay, so it's these four things, and then whatever else you might want. I don't even think I need any of this because all this is just attack data. So really, I don't even think we need a rat phase. We just need phase base. Phase base has all the rat needs. Get rid of stage data here. That'll break some stuff. All right, we can close this out for now. We zoom in. Um, okay, got some break in, not there, but here. Yeah. Okay, I think next up, let's actually define our get phases. Maybe we'll look at Burrower. Does Burrower have his own phases, or is he just using the phase base? Oh, is it Burrow Boss? Burrower is the actual Burrower. Yeah, Burrow Boss controller. Yeah. Oh yeah, so this is just using phase base, so this is great as an example. Wait, did I grab the right thing? I want the class too. Or the function. rat boss controller, rat. Here we are. We want it before any of the behavior. We put like here. Okay. Start percent, move speed, attack. Let's. What did we have before for the tweaking? Oh, we still have it somewhere. We'll have a broken. Yeah. Let's copy this up. See, like, because this is our reference data basically. Oh, why'd you do that? I guess there's. All right. But I don't remember what the order was. So attack frequency, damage it's doing to itself. Oh, I guess that's. We do need our own special data. So we have a public, or I guess protected rat phase. Protected class rat phase. This is a public phase base. I guess just a phase base in C#. Good. Yeah, you need a control. So let's go grab that from control. Grab the class phase. So we just need like a constructor and the extra data. So public int self damage. Rest of this is all the same. Rat phase, int self am. This back up. Self damage, self dam. Now we have rat phases. So this is not right. Get out of here. You're not right either. Oh wait, no, you are. Sorry, I was wrong. Okay. New rat phase. Then at the end of attack data, we have self damage. And we look at version control for that. Or no. Wake for that, I guess. So we start at 6, right? Or no, that's frequency, then damage. So 625. So attack is 6. Self damage is 25. Start percent at 110% just makes sense. Where was move speed being passed here? The second to last. So second to last parameter here is always 8. Okay. We might increase that a tiny bit. And we might start at 7.5. Okay, so we'll say attack 0 is spawn basic. Say attack 1 is spawn special. Say attack 2 is shoot rats. I guess there's a fourth is fourth attack is stealing rats. Okay, and now this attack data is just arbitrary vector 2s, but I'm pretty sure that's what we were already using. Yep, because we basically want like a random range. Like what is the minimum amount of things you can spawn in the phase? What's the max amount of thing? So it goes jumping, sealing, spew, shoot. Oh, I guess spew and shoot is different. What? Oh, I remember this. Yeah. So we need a second, because that spew is not an attack. It's just like the property of when it lands, like rats fly everywhere. I guess like it's, I'm sort of like splitting hairs. What isn't an attack, but we'll say well, I can store it as an attack data. Are you rolling my attacks for me? That's my question. One attack. Attack. One attack timer. Okay, you do nothing. Good. But what is another thing? What does the B boss do? Okay, yeah, you can roll however you want. Oh. So in that case, we can just encode it as attack data. Say, or is land spew. Okay. Again, the order is gonna be jumping, special. Wait. Spawn basic. Why do we is spawn basic like an attack happening sometimes? No, I don't think so. Our update would be where attack timer is, right? Yeah. Spawn okay, we're just always spawning special and always doing jumping as well. Okay. Okay. So there is no spawn basic attack. Spawn basic is just used for the ceiling or the like the spew goes through spawn basic. The landing spew does as well. This makes sense to me. Okay, now we just map the old values to the new values. So jumping, ceiling. Wait, what? Oh yeah. So let's just reorder it how it is in here. Jump, ceiling, spew, shoot. Spew on land and shoot. Okay, with that we can just grab the vector 2s that are here. Yep, 4 of them. That's perfect. This one at the end. Size. Okay. I put away. Is size a part of this? No, this is the rat boss. Okay, fine. We need to add size as well then. First, let's just plumb through the first one here. So it's just 48484658. These ranges seem too large, like too wide. Okay, and then I don't know. We have to be perfect. We can just go from there. But we're gonna add size. Okay, and I don't even care about these. I'm just gonna get rid of them. We're just gonna copy the base one we have. Okay, yeah. So that's phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. We'll do 3 phases. Well, I can do 4. Actually, let's do them one at a time, so I can have the progression. So 4 to 8, we'll say goes to like, I don't know, the jumping rats. 6 to 9, they're not that bad. Ceiling rats, these can get kind of bad. We'll say 5 to 9. Spew on land, this should probably go up the most, so we'll say 7 to 10. And shooting, this can go up a lot as well without being like a whole lot harder, 7 to 10. But I say less so than the other. Okay. And how is the self damage? I probably do want to keep similar because that was probably like some tuning. 20, 15. Okay, it just goes down by 5. I don't know if this actually was a well thought out tuning decision if I'm being real. Alright. Get smaller. Oh, what percent? That I can check as well. Have a health percent? I guess it's under this check stage or whatever helper function. It's just equal. Okay. Doesn't need to be that way. And I think we can make this more reasonable as well by reducing the duration of the final stage where things are going really crazy. So we'll say start stage 2 at 80. Start stage 3 at 40. Oh, right. Move speed is supposed to be 8. Or I guess that's why I said 7.5. And this attack timer was 6. The attack timer probably going down. Yeah. 6, 5, 3, 2. Wow, it's a little aggressive. 6, 5 I think is fine, but then maybe 4, 3, 4, 2.5. And we can make this 8, 8, 2, 5, 8, 5. Well, jumping rats again. Like they formed this like the really long delayed train, so we'll probably chill on increasing them too much more beyond this. Ceiling rats we can increase a little bit more, say 7 to 11. Spew on land. This is the one we want to increase the most. We'll say 10 to 13. Shoot. We'll bump. Okay. This goes down to 15. This goes down to like I guess 50. And let's add a fourth phase. Say that kicks in at 15% health. He goes the fastest. He attacks the most. And the attacks are the most unreasonable. But these two add spawns I'm only going to tweak up a little bit. The spew we can tweak up a much more. Shoot, I'll only tweak up a little bit. Okay. Now let's get rid of this. And let's get rid of this. Well, not this, but wherever stage data is it already gone? Yeah, these things we do not need. This we do not need. This we do not. This we don't need. Okay. All this difficulty stage stuff we don't need. Death we don't need. Alright, I think this is all fine now. So we're gonna go down here and kill everything except do jump horizontal movement. We can probably say if what does our base give us here? Does it know when you're dead? No. Like a pause attack timer on death. Okay, we can just say if my movement is active. I have set active, but not get active. Not do this and this. I guess you don't do this in C#. Well. Alright, blah, 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 blah. And the rat boss controller is active. And you do this. Wait, do we need to be jumping? Is that where I removed that from? Yeah. This all can go. Well, yeah, let's get rid of this. Because we need a new protected override on attack timer. In which case, let's just do this, just to give it the same behavior through the base class before we start tweaking potentially. You don't need to do this. And I'm pretty sure there's a callback you should be using instead. On start, yeah. On start, get your jump. And you're grounded or whatever. This you don't need, this you don't need. Sure, that. This is fine, fine, fine. This is I think this we don't need doing this. Current document. Health bar, are you handling this? It seems like boss controller base is handling this. Yeah, yeah. So get rid of that. Get rid of that. And we don't need this probably either. But we want to look at on boss death here, and we probably need to override on death. Protected. Override void. Death. No, is that not what it's called? What is it called? Oh, there just is no callback. I think there should be a callback. Because you want to be able to count on consistency in calling order. Fine. Protected. Ritual void. On death derived. Okay. Wake we get rid of. This is protected. Override on start. Anything else? This isn't needed at all. Wait, is it? Oh yeah, we need this. Well, on phase change, it already sets the movement, but it's not doing the size, so we need to override this. So we'll say when a phase would change, not this, we can say phases. How do other things do this? I think the B-boss should do this. B-boss, phase change. Oh, just this, sure. And I gotta check on the bases before or after the change is after. Okay, so this is the new data, that's what we want. So we just need this. Oh, that's the one like horrible line of code is the one we have to take forward. Spawn boss a thing? Yeah. Uh, oh. Yeah, we just have var size is this. What was it? Size? Oh, it's not public. Yes, it is. What the heck? Oh, I probably need to get it as a rat phase. All right, on phase change. Yeah. to do pre-catch this child transform in on start. We'll do that probably today. But yeah, that is the only thing here that matters, I think. So we can delete the rest. Right. Okay. Anything else? It looks like, oh, right. There are going to be a few things in here where it was getting the attack data before from other stuff. So what is the order we did? Ceiling rats are 1. So this is M phases, current difficulty stage, or I guess get phase index. Dot attack data 1. That's it. Then we do AD.x, AD.y. No? Oh. CoF or something. CoF. Yeah, this should be able to get the CoF. Well, I guess, no, why am I fighting it? I should just pre-roll this. Instead of this, I should just say count, get rid of max count, and just get rid of this. Count is just being passed in. And now we can just roll our CoF as we're count is this. And you know what? I'm feeling like I want enums. I don't like that I have to remember it's 1. So I'm gonna say rat attacks, enum, rat attacks. It's a problem. Oh, there's not. There we go. The rat attacks are jumping rats, ceiling rats, spew on land, shoot. There you go. That makes that less fragile. Or did I just do 1? And you know what? I hate this. I hate this pattern on phases that get phase index. This needs a helper. Protected, phase base, get phase. Get current phase. That's M phases. Yeah, it can just be this. It is basically the same thing. It's just like less terrible to call. Such an unintuitive pattern. Problem. Oh, I need a return. All right. So now we can just say get current phase dot attack data. And instead of 1, we say rat attack ceiling. Isn't it? Can I auto convert that to int? Fine. Int enum conversion C#. Oh, that's not what I want. Oh, it's just I want like the more I say I don't think I can. I know there's syntax where you can like define conversion operators, but whatever. It's fine to throw it in there. It is still better than it was. I mean, it's just as long, but it's like way more readable. It's not. I'm using the space it's spending effectively. Oh, this needs to be get coef to int, which that's just doing a round. It's the same thing but with a round. All right, there we go. There's our ceiling rats fixed. Looks like there's these impl functions we can probably leave alone unless we need to change their parameters. This is basically an impl function. It functions fine. Okay, here we're using stage data again, where we're just gonna say spawn amount is equal to get current phase, attack data, rat attack int of rat attacks dot, which one is this? Jumping rats. Dot get coefficient. Get out of here. Any other stage data? I see some red down here. On land, yeah. Shoot basic ads. Yeah. Is there a version of this that only takes account? Yep, I think we can make that happen. Count, good there. And we fix the callers. We just want to count. Well, I guess here, because we're going to use a phase twice, we should say get current phase as rat phase. And we say rp dot attack data rat attacks. This is spew count. Spew count. Get coefficient. Oh, rat attacks dot something. What are you suggesting? How could you possibly know? Yeah, you're wrong. It's okay though. I'm still impressed, Visual Studio. Okay, there's our spew count. We passed that. Oh, it might need to be passed through multiple layers of functions because of the like enumerators. Let's see. And then damage is just, we can get rid of this altogether, and it's just rp dot damage. Cool. Anything else? Oh, right, the shoot attack, where instead of stage data, we'll have a count. The count is going to be equal to get current phase dot attack data at well, actually, why don't we take this a step further? Why am I copy pasting all this when I could say attack data get attack data? I can even take a template generic, or I guess templates work again, C#. I could even take a template and just cast it. I guess get attack data T data, or I guess enum attack enum, and we just do int attack enum turn get current phase not attack data at int attack enum. Good. That's a problem. Where T converts to int. Okay. You have to do system to int. Oh, convert. Get rid of this. Convert. System to int 32. Stacking them. Alright, there. We just wrapped all the annoyingness. So the count is just get attack data of rat attacks, shoot, or something. That good? Say it's not a. Oh, well. I can fix that. Good? Oh, yeah, we're almost there. Get coefficient. And we could even go one level further and say, like, just get the coef back. But then I have to make 2 of them. And no, it seems like it's what I'm gonna always want to do. And it's not gonna. It's only gonna take a second. All right, I just do this. Detect data coef, where I just return attack data t attack enum get coef. It's got the wrong return, but you can just say get attack data coef int of this. Wow, and you could see how much nonsense even the previous version where it was just the base class, I believe. Yeah, I mean, like, you had that whole, like, silly getter function. You can see how much nonsense the base class is handling for us. Let's see if we can go through and quickly fix the rest of our boys in here that are calling get phase index. See, this is so silly. Oh, well, I guess this we have to keep. Just get current phase. We want to get our derived class specific data. We're still gonna have to cast it, and I can't think of a good way to that, like maybe like reflection or something like that. I can't think of a good way to make that generalized, and I don't think there's a big need. Attacks we'll be getting all the time. Like every boss will be getting 3 or 4 attacks, maybe more. How much special specific data will they be getting? I don't know. So yeah, spawn attack here. Instead of all this, we're gonna say get attack data coef of jumping rats. Oh, coefficient. Or phase index. Get phase index. Phases. Okay, I think we got rid of them then. I feel like there might be more. Oh, I guess in this one we were already in there. And this down here. Technically that'll get twice, but let's be real. I don't think it matters. Be quantifiable people who use random system. Not it. No, we need the Unity random. Unity engine dot. A rat guy never spawned. What happened to him? But we did compile. Did get into the game. I mean, clearly there's an issue here. I see my console being spammed with failures. Let's figure them out. Dang, I just noticed it was 8:40. What happened to the time? Okay. The spawn boss movement is not set, which it definitely should be because it's set in the base class. Um, yeah, why do you, oh, maybe he just doesn't have a movement? He does. This happened. I think we need to, I think the spam is misleading. We're gonna have to stop, clear a console, see the first few errors. Yeah, there's a different error here that's cascading. Um, okay, I see the problem. I believe we need utility. The component in tree. Basically, I think there's current. Okay, yeah. There's just a mismatch in expectations about where the jump will be. This needs to be utility.get component in tree jump of spawn boss. And maybe this as well. Rounded. Let's try again. Well, our boy did not spawn again. Okay, there's some issue where we have this multiple serialized thing makes the prefab invalid, I guess. No, we're still crashing. 66, what's your problem? 68? What? Boss isn't. Where's the boss spawned? Oh, never. What? Who is calling spawn boss typically? Oh, the children are calling? Alright, that's a weird pattern. I mean, I guess I get it, but it makes sense in this context where you might want to have a boss specific intro. The actual boss object doesn't come in for a second. It's just a little bit atypical from how this would typically go. Oh, what was his position? Where'd you spawn the boss in? Uh, this. A boss spawn position. Alright, let's give it another shot. Looks good-ish. Gonna start doing stuff. Doesn't seem like he is. Either his timer is not firing, or let's put a breakpoint here. Not you. It looks like his timer is not firing. Oh, dash kills it too. That's good to know. Parry instantly kills boss, so does dash. But why is our attack timer not firing for our man here? Oh right, wasn't there a secondary call in that B thing? I guess I just should write this. Instead of on start for our rat boss, the on spawn. Okay, okay. Got a new on start. That this would handle the intro when there is one. But most of this stuff should just be on spawn boss. Then what's with the timer here? Okay. Let's just break here and see what's happening. Happen. Oh, I double clicked. Just nothing happens, I guess. So it's not getting there. Pause the attack timer. Pause attack. Death, you pause the attack timer. This is the B boss stuff. Oh, well, no, that's on death. Huh. No, unless on death is getting immediately fired. See if that's the case. No. Let me look at the debug of this. What's going on with you, man? Where's the control? Oh, right, it's not on the rat boss. Also, boss controllers should parent this. I think. Anyway, paused. No. It's never increasing. Enabled. Oh, it has an update. That's why. This needs to be on update. When it comes, because there is a derived update. The base update doesn't get called. We need to call our like next level on update. I guess there's a pre-update and a post-update. I guess this would be post-update. Oh. Alright. Spawn some ceiling stuff, so... Yep, there's a jump. Let's see if we can get to the end here. Stop. Beautiful. That is actually so good on this one. Especially at this cooldown, I should be using it way more. Probably gonna come for me, yeah. Across the top, stop. Push me again, go back over here. Might need to make the rats a different color. I am sometimes losing myself among the rats because we're both like basically white there. Oh no! Ah, blah, blah. I won technically, but oh, I guess also as a quick thing I can do is I can Set the level text. Roto 1 to Rat King. That him immediately losing health there is a little bit janky, but I guess that can be fixed by the intro. Yeah, so I think he is pretty well set using the new base class. It let us cut out some stuff. It let us get some free stuff that was already being done in this base class. Oh, I think I got him this time. Oh, that being like a zone of death is too much. But I think, yeah, we're good. I think some of these attacks being so delayed makes it so it's like there's still a lot going on, even like well after he died. Something to consider looking at there. Yeah, it is at least like technically beatable with the stopwatch. I don't know about without the stopwatch, but also you'd have other items, right? And the bomb staff might be pretty good here. The laser staff pretty good here. Like it's pretty safe probably to shoot a laser and then dash in the path of that laser. That's probably like the safest horizontal movement you can do. I feel like I'm like yelling over the loud mushroom music there. Anyway, we can call this done, but I don't think I'm gonna move on to tweaking the attacks at 850. I'm gonna have to watch that back. I'm not sure where the time went, but yeah, I have been going for 2 hours. I guess it was mostly looking at code. A little bit, I guess maybe that's bad stream planning in that sort of just like doing a big refactor like that of code. I guess it wasn't really that big a refactor, but the point is like refactoring a class or whatever is probably the slowest thing to, you know what I mean? Like it suffers the most speed penalty from it being explained. Probably could have gone through a lot faster if not. But I don't know, hopefully it was interesting to, you know, see an example of that. So it's probably something I would imagine you should run into this type of scenario pretty often in programming, right? Because you don't want to, aw, dang, I almost made it. It's one thing if you like get handed requirements from a customer or some external partner or like someone like further up the chain in your management. But if you're just like, if you're only answering to yourself, then it's really easy to have like vague, oh, well, maybe I'll want this type requirements. And if you chase down every like, oh, maybe I'll want this, you will like 100% end up implementing something that you will not use. And that's a waste of time. And then also, if you overgeneralize too early, you might like constrain the thing you're actually using by some requirement of the thing you didn't end up using. Like, you know, because it just made the inheritance or like the common code paths or whatever work out better. So like you basically constrain yourself for a thing that like, well, I'm gonna want to add this, and then you don't. That's why, partially to like mitigate the risk of that, that's why I have like a pretty detailed milestone plan of like, okay, here's the exact list of content I'm looking to implement. I guess some of it is vague-ish, and that's where like scope creep can set in. But oh yeah, the whole point I was getting at is like, it's a pretty common programming thing probably to make a thing and then like make a second or a third version of that thing, and you're like, oh, I want to generalize. I'm doing more of this than I expected. And so when you generalize, you need to go back to like your first thing and like make it fit the mold, adjust the mold if necessary. And, you know, in some cases, like the act of doing that, the act of doing that gives you like some improvements to your base, right? Because like as an example, um, these like convenient template functions are pretty like can go help the other bosses too. The ones that um already onboarded to this, they can go like clean up the readability of their code. Um, so yeah, uh, yeah, no. Hopefully it was interesting for anyone who tuned in. Thanks for tuning in if you did. I'm offline this week. I'm probably gonna plan on sort of like doing the rest of this, cleaning up the bosses, and I really hope I will get to stitching it all together. There's still some pretty significant platforming bugs that I have to clean up. Stuff like falling through one-way platforms, getting stuck on corners. Sometimes you bounce a little bit when you land, and that bounce can like kind of eat your first jump. Um, so yeah, I guess that would be sort of the two main things I would want to do for making it like a game per se. Uh, we clean up the platforming bugs and we clean up the boss levels. Once we do that, we are all set to string it all together as like a full-on game, which is very cool. So yeah, again, thanks for tuning in if you did. Uh, check me out on all the social media places as Quiet Bench Sen, and have a good night.